Good morning guys, welcome back to our channel. In today's video we're on board a Merry Fisher 755. Now this is a one owner boat that's in lovely condition. It's always been serviced and maintained locally within Torquay. She's a great example, and these are super practical. They're very popular in lots of marinas all over the world. So join me for a full tour and see just why these are so popular. So let's go. So we're back in Torquay Marina. Really nice boat to manoeuvre as well. So this boat's got a bow thruster, we'll come to that a bit later on. But she's got a 150 Mariner on the back. Now I was pleasantly surprised this morning at just how competent and how capable that engine felt. With a 150 I was a bit sort of, well, I wasn't quite sure, but she's certainly got plenty of power. She feels really planted in the water and a nice boat to manoeuvre. Let's look at the transom here while we're down here. We've got, you can see these little wings going either side of the outboard. So you've got a swim ladder on the starboard side and then just a sort of teak effect, or it's actually real teak on this boat, on the port side as well. There's a bit of storage down here, underneath here, bottle of water, and that's self-draining. So if you've got kids with wetsuits or crabbing buckets, a great place to keep all that gear. And then you land into this aft cockpit. Now there is a little gate on the starboard side, so you can, if you are swimming, use that to access the water, which is nice. But once you're in this aft cockpit, there's just so much space. I mentioned in the introduction I wanted to talk about why these boats are so popular, and I really believe they really tick all the boxes, because what more do you ever need? So in this aft cockpit you can see you can easily seat people around this seating group. This is all finished in like a silver text tan colour, which is all in fantastic condition. Something else very similar going up there, look, it's a slightly older boat but very similar size. You've got synthetic teak in here, so you've got real teak on the platform but synthetic decking down here. Now that's an extra that was fitted by the current owner, the only owner, the one owner, and that's a really nice additional feature here in this aft cockpit. It gives you a nice amount of contrast between the seating and the gel coat. There is also a sun pad, so there's a sun pad section which goes in here, so you can put in here to these recesses and bars which clip in here and they go across, and that supports it. But then you can make this a nice sunbathing area. Underneath my feet here we've got a large locker. This is a lockable locker, you can actually lock that. But if I lift this up, you can see you've got a great deal of storage in there. You've got your main battery switches tucked down there as well. On gas rams, all nice and clean, no corrosion, no sign of mould in there. You've got your battery boxes in there as well. So just gives you an idea that it's a really well cared for boat. This boat does have the bimini top on the rear aft cockpit, and it also has the screens that go all the way around here. So it does have the camper cover pack. A lot of these don't have that. So it's nice to see that. There is of course a table here as well which goes into that mounting plate, so you can have a table here which then fills this area for if you're having lunch or whatever. So another very useful feature. Now going back to why these boats are so popular, another reason I believe is because you can completely enclose this space here. So if I shut that door there, all of a sudden you've got a completely sealed wheelhouse. So if you're out on a chillier day, now with Vantage today we've got a lovely sunny day, but if you are out on a colder day, or you're under a passage on a way somewhere, then you can shut those doors and all of a sudden you've got a enclosed wheelhouse. Jumping down into the wheelhouse, there's a slight step as you come in, so you've got plenty of head height. There is actually behind this cover here, there's a light, a deck light, ceiling light with a window in, so that lets lots of natural light into this space. And as a result it feels very light and airy. Same upholstery in here as the outside, so you've got the tan upholstery, very nice condition. Slightly different upholstery on the port side for the seating group, so you've got this fabric here, and you might spy here you've got a fridge, immaculate as you'd expect from the rest of the boat. Sole plates here in the floor, these lift up and you've got even more storage underneath there. It smells nice and fresh. And there's another option here, so you can make this table go lower and you can then make this into a double berth or a berth there as well. So these backrests lift out and then this area here becomes another berth. We'll go and look at the main berth in a minute, but before we do, let's look at the helm. The helm itself is a good layout. So as I said, I've just manoeuvred the boat myself. Really nice position. I've got really good visibility forward. I've got a sliding, just a manual window here on my starboard side, so it's easy to talk to crew. I can actually see what's going on. And then I've got also another window on the port side as well. But what really does make this boat super easy to manoeuvre is that bow thruster. So you can see here we've got the bow thruster control, and I can move that to the left, I can move it to the right, and that gives you so much control over the bow. It really does. So that, combined with really smooth directional hydraulic steering for that engine, you've got great manoeuvrability. Down here on the switch gear, you've got nav light or anchor light, nav lights, you've got bilge pump, water pump switch, another bilge pump there, and then over this side you've got windscreen wipers, washers. So you've actually got windscreen wipers and washer jets on that one piece windscreen. There's a compass mounted up there on that, just underneath the screen, so if you wanted to use a compass you can. Going back to the bow thruster, there is a remote control. So when this boat was new, they had a remote control fitted. So when you're manoeuvring, you can actually hang this around your neck using a lanyard, and you can then control the bow just using those buttons. You can also control the anchor windlass from that as well. So that's a really nice feature. Main throttle, so you can see here we've got the kill switch here, we've got the main throttle there, all good. So yeah, all in all, a really, really smart space. Now, one more thing I want to show you before we jump down into the cabin space is the galley. So on this size of boat, to have a galley is really quite special, quite neat. You've got a good amount of storage here behind this bit of perspex. So you can see here the owners have got washing up liquid, we've got toaster, kettle. The boat does have a shore power system, so when you're in the marina you can connect it to shore power. There's a sink here, only cold water on board, no hot water, but let's look, immaculate, absolutely immaculate. And then you've got a little gas stove here, which if I just open this cupboard, you can see even more storage in here, but that gas bottle's mounted in the aft cockpit section. But just look how nice and neat and tidy this boat is. It really is a credit to the owners who have looked after her well, and for somebody this is a great opportunity. If you wanted to make more use of the galley, you can actually tilt the helm seat forward, and that gives you a little bit more prep space there as well. Right, let's show you the accommodation. So moving forward on the boat now, you are a long way forward at this point, but on this is a berth here. Now, you'd probably sleep with your legs down that end, so you'd sleep at a slight angle, but you've got nice fabric mattresses. There's some fabric detailing running around here as well. But if I just give you an idea of the size, I can easily put my feet out there quite comfortably, and I could sleep in here, and you don't feel claustrophobic because you've got lots of natural light coming in from that, looking back now towards the cockpit area. There is a privacy screen, so if you wanted to get some blackout, then you can just use this fabric to go around here and black out this area. There's even more storage on the starboard side. You've got the original Jeanneau bag here. What's in here? We've got the original Jeanneau box here. Let's have a quick look in here. Oh, repair kit, look at that, all as new. Really, really nice. I've never seen one of those before, ever. Really nice. Can't get that shut that in a minute. There we go, put it in your hands, put that back there. Yeah, really, really nice. And you've got a heads. So if I open this little door here, you've got a fully functioning heads. So not bad size, again for the size of boat. You've got a sink in there, and then you've got a manually operated sea fresh toilet, which smells very fresh for sure. It doesn't smell like most sea toilets on boats. Really, really nice, and that looks a very clean space indeed. So yeah, all in all, a really, really smart boat. I like these. What's under there? Oh, that's a plug socket. Huh, so you've got a plug socket there underneath that little catch there. Only obviously works if you're plugged into shore power. Quick look around the foredeck. So predominantly you can actually gain access both port and starboard. I'm going to go up the starboard side, but I've got a good handle here to clip on, hold onto. I've then got another handle that runs along the roof line as I'm walking up, and then up on the foredeck I've got good non-slip, so I don't feel I'm going to slip in. I've got the anchor locker here, so there's that Lumar electric windlass which works back on that remote, and then there is a wired remote in there as well, so that works really well. If you are up on deck, you've got a guardrail going all the way around, so you've got something to hang on to and something to tie fenders onto. Just bring you back down on the port side now, probably just as easy as the starboard side to be fair. So a good non-slip. You do land on top of the cushions here, so it's not ideal to come that way, but it does work if you want it to. Gas bottle, I mentioned, is actually in there, so that lid just pops off, and then you can put that back on. So yeah, a really nice boat, and I can see why these are really popular. You know, they tick a lot of boxes for people. They give you practicality, a bit of performance. This boat will still do 30 knots when it's got a clean hull. You've got efficiency from that 150 horsepower Mariner on the back, bow thruster. You've got Simrad plotter. You've got DSC radio. You've got everything you really need. There's also an FM radio built in. So I have to say, I can see why people buy these. They tick a lot of boxes. That's why there's so many in the marinas. This is a great example. It's one owner. It's immaculate. I don't think it's ever been used for any fishing or anything like that. So it smells really, really fresh. Definitely worth looking at if you're looking for one of these. Please do see the link below in the description to our website, and that will take you back to the website where you'll be able to see the full details. Don't forget to subscribe. If you're at this point in the video, we thank you for watching it so far. Give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, do subscribe. We've got lots more content to come, and better of all, contact us about this boat, come and buy it, and we're nice to meet you. So thank you for watching. This is a great example, as I've said. We'll finish it here with a bit more drone footage out in the bay. So let's go, see you soon.